I haven't eaten a chicken breast in, 6 months. But,
I thought you ate blackened chicken 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's true. You said that.
It's I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey now. Did I do my hey now too early? I think I did. It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's live.
It's a little excited. I do go back and I watch the podcast, and it seems like my hey now is coming in a little late, so I tried to go early, but it's not. I think I overshot that time.
So it's sort of English like, hey now.
Hey now, my St. Patrick's hey now.
Hey now.
John Bird, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. It's cold outside, but you know what? My heart is warm. So I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Tony Gump, how are you?
Doing fine. No swastikas on the Tesla yet, so
That's good.
Yes.
That's
very good.
Yeah.
Good news. And we have decided today to bring in our good friend, Lummy, from the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Executive producer, Lummy, which
Big time.
I'm saying this is kind of a big deal. What's up, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Man, we're just we're rocking and rolling. I thought for a moment we were wearing the same shirt, but you got Let's Go Brandon on your. It's got a handicap sign on it. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Isn't that supposed to be for John Bird?
Yeah. Would you? Can we get one that just says 62 in the middle of it?
Yeah.
Why not?
You know what?
Merchandise.
Everybody stop it. Just stop it. We're here to have a good time, not make fun of me.
Listen, that number is what's going to make you famous.
That's right. Next year, my birthday, we're going to have a huge celebration.
Yeah, that's true. His birthday, he's 62 this next
62,
August.
Yeah.
And we're going to make a big deal about it.
Perfect.
So,
Hopefully you can come down to Tampa and celebrate it with us.
look at that. We
Don,
can do it
can
in
I stay
Tampa.
at your house?
Yeah, you can stay at we got an Airbnb that I'll let you stay at.
There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
Man, you got an Airbnb down there in Tampa. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll let you meet my neighbor Pitbull. You guys would really get along.
Your neighbor's name's Pitbull?
Yeah, he's from the Friday the movie Debo.
Yeah.
He's pretty much that guy in the neighborhood.
Okay. All right. I need to address something when we were talking about these shirts. So I just got these in. I got one for myself and I got one for the kid. And I got a 2X for me. I've been wearing a 2X as of late. I dropped some weight, and these 2Xs are a little tight. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I even text Seth. I'm like, hey, can you come get Merch Crick to send me a 3X, because this one's a little snug. I don't know if these sizes run small or what.
They do, especially after if you've already washed it, dried it.
Yeah.
I usually have to go up to about 3X because it gets pretty tight on the 2X.
Yeah, you look a lot more
yours
comfortable.
Good. You look thick.
Yeah.
Look rugged.
Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, that's my Mando I was telling you about on the phone right there.
And, I don't have any shrinkage on my shirt when I do it. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he doesn't have a Bubba Army shirt. We got to
Go to
get
Bubba
John.
Army shop, Bubba Army store, BubbaArmyMerch.com.
That's right.
Merch Crick will be right out to you.
You go buy your own, John Bird.
Okay.
I told John Bird I was going to buy him one, and I completely forgot. But we'll get you one. It's okay. We're gonna get you one.
All right, guys.
Tell me, how long have you been with Bubba? I 15 years is what it seems like.
Yeah, it's on and off. So you got the serious Cox thing from 07, 08. Then I left, started my own business, and came back in 2017.
Yeah.
And I've been there since. So it was on and off. I would come around in like 2011, 12, 13, 14, kind of just hang out.
Yeah.
But I was running my own business, so I didn't really have time to
I feel
really
you.
deep dive.
What were you doing? Actually, the audio kind of sucks. Do you think? Would you be able to? Are you on your computer or your phone?
My computer.
What are the chances we could get you to swap to your phone with that same link we sent you?
Yeah.
Can you do that? Just hit that real quick and do a horizontal thing, and Tony Gump will back up to main cam, And
That's so rude.
it was hard to hear him. But what I do want to ask him is what he was doing in the meantime, because I think at one point Lummy had like a fish business or something
Well, that'd be big down there.
where he was selling like maybe exotic fish or something like that.
Huh.
Which you could get that for your birthday.
Yep. That could be black market.
We'll have to go back to Zoom call, Tony. I forgot. And you'll have to maybe go to Collab Cam and then you maybe boot him off from there and let him. There he goes. He just disappeared. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. And so now we'll pull up Collab Cam just to see if he pops back up on there.
Dusty.
Okay,
There he is.
Hey, there he is.
Look how easy that was. Let's see. You look a lot
Look at
more
that.
clear there too. By the way.
Yeah, I got a new laptop, and let me lower that. Is that better with the audio?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
much better. So yeah, we audio issues. I mean, even putting this studio together and everything else, it's so freaking complicated, man. It's just I don't know. Tony Gump didn't really know anything about it either until this studio was built, and now he's an expert in all of it. So
I'm not an
Macho
expert.
Man has been a saving grace. When I was back in the day, there was Dave Rice, and he's the one who set up all the studios for Bubba, and from the first building to the building we're in now. And it's light and day with Macho.
Yeah. What's his background? How long's he been with Bubba?
Macho's actually just started with Bubba last March, so I think it's going to be a year.
Really? I thought
And
he'd been
before that, he
longer.
was working with Clear Channel and a couple other small guys around there.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think I want to say Macho Man. He doesn't really like telling his age, but I think he's been doing it for about 20, 25 years.
Really? How?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
He
he-
seems like I thought he was a young guy.
He looks young.
And he's jacked
He,
too.
Oh, he's he's a DJ. He's the one who DJs all our 199s now,
Right.
and he also runs his own radio station.
Really?
He owns a little tower. Hope I don't get heat for that from him.
Wait, he owns a little tower. What is
Yeah.
so like he owns an actual radio station?
Yeah, it's called Power 90.1.
And what do they
Plays
play?
techno.
I love it.
That's kind of awesome, actually. So tell me,
Yeah.
you mentioned the break that you had with Bubba, like where you were you started your own business. What was that business?
So I started selling. Well, we'll jump just straight to this because I worked for the Rays for a year, for a season,
Yeah.
while I was starting up the fish business.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started importing and exporting Mexican seafood.
That sounds highly illegal, actually. That was all.
We did it all above the.
All above
we
board?
employed a lot of Mexicans. I'd go down there. We'd had apartments in Mexico. I was bringing a lot of help to the Mexicans down there, bringing a lot of jobs.
You were importing seafood. Well, where
Yes.
do I get this idea that you were importing a fish? I thought you were doing like fish that people were
Exotic
keeping as
fish.
pets.
Oh no, not aquarium.
That would be
My
sexy.
biggest customer started off was up in the Panhandle, from Floribama, pretty much all the Cisco Gulf Coast
Yeah.
guys, all the restaurants from Tallahassee to Mobile.
Oh, I got a buddy, a guy I graduated high school with that's a big wig over there at the Floribama. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Love that place.
So you got into that business. And so what did Bubba call you back in what, 2016, 2017?
No, it actually was Tuttle. Well, first it was 25 and Jabberjaw when Bubba had his own station, 98.7. And they were just like kind of, I'd hang out with 25 and he's like, why don't you come on my show? So I came on his show for, we did that once or twice. And then Tuttle wanted me to come on his sports show. So I came on and kind of started liking the vibe, that it kind of felt like a frat, like just
Yeah.
like kind of a hangout. And I enjoyed going over there and just helping out. And then I started doing some of it was called it was a show with Colton and Tuttle.
Mm-hmm.
It was a TLC show. And then Tuttle left after he lived with me for 3-4 months and went to the Funny Farm.
Wait, Tuttle lived with you in John Bird, you kind of know about this a little bit. So Tuttle ended up at the Funny Farm. He was living with you at that time?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he wasn't liking that I was going to the casino a lot and staying out late nights. Like he would wait up for me, and it was a little odd.
Wait a minute. You're living at somebody's house, and you're upset that they're getting home late?
Yeah, I would get a text maybe about 4 a.m. asking where I was, what I was doing, if I still was planning on coming home before he left to go to the studio. You know, kind of checking in.
Yeah.
He's
but that was when
concerned.
Tuttle was, off his rocker.
Right. Then he ended up at the funny farm, got shots of booty juice and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's
And then
a wild
Story.
Yeah, I kind of then it was me and Colton and then Bubba after Janessa left, and I was doing all the afters, not all of them, but a lot of the after shows. And then I started sitting what we called the kitty table, and I would look up all the stuff for Bubba and send it to his messenger, and he would maybe come to me 2-3 times a show.
Yeah.
And then I just started. Then he wanted to do a 199, and I wasn't doing anything on that Friday, so him and I did the first 199, and I was just calling out bits and kind of like starting to feel like how he was, and he enjoyed me being on the air. So I moved from the kitty table over to like mic 4, then mic 3, and now over where I'm at in mic 2.
Man, that's a whole. You got to climb a ladder there at the Bubba Army headquarters. So, and I don't know that you guys know this, but Bubba 199 is something y'all do that like once a month.
Yeah, it moved to about once a quarter.
Yeah.
So we were doing it once a month.
So it's a
But
deal.
that was when we had some bad DJs, though.
So yeah, it's a deal where you guys, and I guess Macho Man is DJing the thing. It's like a live stream party type thing where they're hanging out in the
Is it
studio.
rave?
Kind of like a rave almost, but they're all sitting behind the mics, and they're people are donating money and everything else,
Oh,
and
that's
they're
cool.
It's just hanging out, that kind of thing.
Yeah, listen, John could come and wear his wrestling outfit and kind of dance and hang out.
I'd rather
When he's
do the
gonna be
Dr.
turning
Dingling
62.
outfit. I'll do the Dr. Dingling outfit. That's more.
Have you seen this Dr. Dingling thing yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah, I saw that. It was very intimidating.
Y'all need to.
It
No.
gets worse.
I think you're thinking of the wrestling outfit. We're talking about
yeah.
something totally different. Well, this is where John Bird is a doctor, and his name's Dr. Dingling, and he's giving medical advice. We'll actually be playing it later in the show.
It's I started an OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, that's
when
what
I
it
got
is.
kicked out of radio.
It's OnlyFans he started after he got fired. So
that's good.
yeah, you'll see it on this episode later on. I got a story though about the Bubba 199, and this was soon after I had reached out to you, and I don't even remember what excuse I used for reaching out to you, but I was trying to see if Bubba would come on our podcast as a guest. And
a while ago, yeah.
we were talking back and forth or whatever, and then I caught one of the Bubba 199s one night, and I was like, I should call. I looked at my wife. I'm like, I should call and ask him if he'll do it. And she's like, we'll do it. So I call up. Bubba takes my call. He's like, hello. And I'm like, hey, this is Andrew in Birmingham. I host a podcast. I'm on the radio, but I host a podcast as well. We would love to have you as a guest one day on our show. And he's like, well, what if your show sucks? And I'm like, he goes, Lummy, why don't you try it out first? And Lummy's like, okay, I'll do it. And then he just straight hung up on me, and he goes, and put some money on my PayPal, bitch. And then that was it.
So Lummy is our hero.
Yeah. Lummy's the one that came through with all this stuff. The reason we're on the Bubba Army Network, it's that guy right there.
We need to get a
Well,
pic.
obviously Seth runs the podcast, so he gets 99.9% of the full credit.
He was
but I mean, you and
Lummy's
I
the
just-
starting point, yeah.
We just kept that conversation going on back and forth, and I was listening to a couple of your podcasts. You had a different guy on it there at the time. I don't think John wasn't there, and it was before you moved to your new set.
Well, when we were in the old set, which was just me, and I would have guests on sometimes, but John Bird has been here since we've been here.
Right.
But the problem is he sometimes, and by sometimes I mean a lot of times, will dress as different characters, so it's easy to watch the podcast and be like, "Oh, that's not John Bird."
Oh, I gotcha.
I am who I am. I don't apologize.
And so he doesn't know who he is, but he is who he is.
I am.
You know, I've never really watched the trailer. What, the Trailer Park Boys? But you look like that little goggle guy.
Did you tell him that? You told him
I
to
have
say
said
that.
nothing to him about that.
Lummy, are you serious? Nobody told you to say that?
No one told me that.
All right. Fuck this glasses. That's it.
I think it's a compliment. The
glasses
guy's
look
smart. The guy's good at hockey too, by the way, Bubbles.
Yeah, and think
He's a
of how
great
many.
guitar player too. Yeah.
Think about how many fans that guy has. Like he's internationally known.
Oh, is his name Bubbles? Is that his name?
Yeah. His name's
Oh, I
Bubbles.
thought it was Goggles.
Yeah, he's actually a very intelligent, well-spoken young man. But I don't.
Oh, okay.
But I loved that show, and now you guys, I never watch it, and I'll never wear these freaking glasses.
Now,
again.
ironically enough, the real Bubbles doesn't wear glasses, so he says he gets headaches all the time
Yeah.
when he's playing the part.
Well, there you go.
No, me too. I'm the same way. I play a part.
Oh yeah, you play that part.
Well, now that we've reached the point that we've been able to get Lummy on the show, our next step would be to have Bubbles on as a guest, and we could have you guys side by side.
Oh, that would be awesome if you could land that.
I know.
You know what? Okay. All right. Here's what we'll do. If he will do that, sometimes he goes out and does little tours because he plays guitar and everything. If he's willing to go out on a little tour with me, then he can come on this podcast.
What are you going to be, the dark match Bubbles?
I mean, hey, if it's money, if it's green, I'm there.
He'll be a Bubbles impersonator, no
Yeah.
problem whatsoever. He has no
Bubbles
Definitely
stripograms.
He will be the OnlyFans version of Bubbles.
Hey, let me ask you, because I haven't really checked out into it. What did you guys think of the JFK files? I know you guys did your podcast yesterday on it.
Oh,
But
we
I
were
haven't-
so mad. It came out like right after we got done with the podcast that we did Tuesday. I talked a lot about it on the radio show today, and I came to the conclusion with everything we saw that, I think the CIA was heavily involved, and by heavily involved, I mean like they spearheaded this thing and then turned around and tried to blame the Soviets, or tried to, leave a paper trail that would have blamed the Soviets and Cuba for the assassination. Tony Gump's probably got an explanation for
Well,
it.
the most interesting thing to me is a lot of people in the know, like General Flynn and people like that, say that about a third of the files still not have been given
Right.
to the. So that's going to be your dirty, your Israel Central Intelligence, Mossad or whatever they call it. There's going to be a lot of things in there that really shouldn't probably go out, but I want to see them anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of Israeli ties in it, and that's a big part of why they won't release it.
Do you think that'll cause issues across the world when that comes out? Do you think there are possibilities that can happen depending on what comes out?
I don't know.
You think, Tom?
I
think it could be.
Yeah, but I think it's too too much time has passed.
Yeah, it seems like, at this point, we just want to know. I don't know that anything will really happen, but they really, and I support Israel, and I support Israel's right to defend itself. I always have my entire life. But with the negative things that they're tied into, they have really gone out of their way to scrub their name from any, being involved with anything, whether it's this or any other big time scandal that's hit America or the world for that matter. Maybe just the history books, making sure that those are accurate generations from now would probably be beneficial. But I don't know what it's going to hurt to release the rest of it now.
Have you read? Was the driver? Did the driver shoot him also?
We don't think so.
That's just conspiracy.
Yeah, that's one, and the sewer line didn't check out either. Supposedly, those two.
But we do think there was more than one shooter.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's almost certainly more than one shooter. It's just where were they at?
And there was the one page that actually from the CIA said that they would declassify everything except for those words that said Israel Central Intelligence.
Yeah. Oh, it gets deep, man. You look too far into that, you're gonna turn into tweeting like Kanye West or something. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, but we're 100% sure the CIA had involvement, and they hid things and they kept it going on purpose. That's for sure.
We got a dirty government, bro.
Oh, it's coming out every day that it seems like from the Reagan administration that you're learning all the way back to the JFK.
Well, I often say, I used to be, rah-rah, Republican, Democrats bad, and it was, George Bush was great. I can't believe everybody's talking bad about him and everything else. And now I'm like, what a tool bag I used to be. Obviously I'm conservative, but, these Republicans that I supported throughout my life, I'm like, what was I thinking, bro?
It's just like wrestling. They talk junk to each other. They beat the crap out of each other. And then they're sitting on the plane in first class sharing a glass of wine.
It's pro wrestling.
That's pro wrestling for you.
Now, it took me a while to figure out, like, people like Bush and Obama were in the same club the whole time, the globalist thing that they were doing. And a lot of people still don't even realize that.
Now, Tony Gump voted for Obama in 2008.
Yeah.
But
So did Bubba.
Yeah, but he
fell for it too.
Yeah.
Tony, it must be a Tampa thing.
I was all about that change,
It was about that.
I think everyone was at that time. Who was it? John McCain?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was pitiful choices.
Taylor Palin.
Yeah, John McCain, and then the next go around was Mitt Romney. It's like here's
oh man.
I got a friend. We call him Homeless Mike because kind of like Tuttle, he lived in my basement at one time. And I wrote his name in on my ballot in 2012. Like, that's how disenfranchised I was.
Man.
I actually took a picture.
I towed the Republican line. I voted straight down the middle. Everything Republican at that time.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing how Romney looks like such a tool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. There's so many of them. It's disgusting. Makes me want to vomit. Thank God for Trump, dude. Trump just changed the game. It's really, I would say he single-handedly kind of woke a lot of us up to say, hey, this is not what you think it is. It took a billionaire who was a Democrat to come in as a Republican to tell everybody, hey, what you think's going on, it's fake. It's all pro wrestling.
And to have that kind of confidence where all that bullshit they're trying on him doesn't work, including the attempted assassination.
Teflon Don, baby.
Yes.
Well, see, he was the first one to really let the world know that the media was the enemy the whole time. So that whole show with Obama, when CNN's all, rah, and everybody's all Obama and all this shit, it was all just a big old setup the whole time.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Well, you could see, too, how the media, and from once Trump was done and then the Biden with the corona, to the way they were covering Trump and how they just went after him, you could see big government was scared what was going to happen, and they were trying to control how people like you and Bubba and Dr. Dan were going to be able to get out the information.
Yeah. Well, and I usually, to kind of get a feel of where everybody's at, I will use you guys, y'all show as a gauge, because you're probably closer to us belief-wise than anybody else on the show. Bubba's pretty much straight down the middle. Babyface leans left. Did he vote for Joe Biden? Did he vote for Kamala Harris?
He said he voted for Trump.
He said he voted for Trump. Okay.
Because he lost the bet. We got 1,000 likes in a show. If we did, he had to vote for Donald Trump.
Okay. Well, I listen to what you guys talk about, like on whatever the topic of the day is, and I think between Bubba and Babyface, and even you and Dr. Dan, like, that really exemplifies the pulse of what the average people that are not like super Republican or super Democrat are really thinking. People that are in the middle that can vote, that will vote one way or another, Republican or Democrat on election day, and it's all going in Trump's direction right now. I mean, he's got all the momentum.
Yeah. I try to look at from CNN to Fox, and try to get a basis on what could possibly be true. And it's tough. I mean, Fox News obviously sways way far right, but they kind of try to bring it back to the middle, where the other publication, CNN, it really doesn't ever come back to that middle. And luckily, there's a lot of MSNBC, CNN, Fox News that are here on YouTube that kind of strike it down the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I was a big Bongino fan.
Oh,
I love listening to his podcast.
Yeah.
And with that being gone,
You're stuck with Over the Line now, cuz.
That's right.
That's all you got. No, I love Bongino. What a good dude.
I'm hoping that he can make a change.
I think he will. I mean, just seeing that picture he posted on Twitter with him and Cash Patel, did you see that?
Yeah.
His first day on the job. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's about to kick some ass. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Speaking of wrestling, can I ask you if you saw this? And I know our guys here don't watch wrestling, and I don't particularly watch this either, but AEW, did you see that thing where what do they call him now? John Moxley got hit with that paddle that had all the nails in it?
I saw it.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that
Have you
last
seen
night.
that clip?
I didn't see it. No.
I can't show it because YouTube will ding us. But so he's fighting Edge, and the dude takes just a paddle that's got all these nails sticking out of the back. First of all, he hits him in the back with it, and then it falls on the ground, and then he picks John Moxley up, slams him down on it, on his back, and he gets up and it's stuck in his back. And then whoever his friend is comes in there and hits Edge and knocks him out of the way. And he goes over there to help pry that thing off of his back, and it's like stuck in his back. I mean, it was like backyard wrestling-esque stuff. And I've seen it all over Twitter. It was like it was pretty gruesome.
I don't think it was planned that way. I think
Probably
it went a little
not.
further.
And wrestling people are all like, "This is disgusting. This is just shock value. This is not real wrestling." I was like, "Well, it caught my attention." Like I thought it was wild.
Did. We did a stunt back in 2008 where we took a plate of tacks. We were doing arm wrestling, and
Oh no!
I won, and I slammed Tom the Tree Man's hand into the tacks, but it didn't really stick. So Bubba then took the plate of tacks. So it was just like pretty much a paper plate, and it was all covered in tacks.
Yeah.
And then he had me backhand it. And our plan wasn't that it would get stuck into it.
Oh my God!
And this was all on video, and then it got stuck on his back, and then when we pulled it out, the blood just shot straight out.
No.
And that would show that it was real.
Wow.
So did the blood shoot on AEW?
I actually had to cut it off, but you could see the blood coming out as they were trying to pry it out of his back.
Probably a lot of oozing.
Is that video you're talking about? Is that on the y'all's YouTube channel?
No, I don't think we have that up there.
That'll get you banned.
It was on
probably.
Bubba Raw.
God, whatever happened to Bubba Raw? That had all the good stuff on it.
Yeah, that's a long story.
Okay, well, we won't get into that. There's Bubba Army HQ. That's what matters now.
That's correct. We're doing a lot of new things, a lot of new '98 rock stuff.
Very cool.
Put up so.
Well, we appreciate you coming on for a few minutes. We'll have you again soon. We just wanted to swing by and see how you're doing. Y'all can obviously follow Lummy on Twitter at LummixBTLS. And everybody knows. I mean, we talk about Bubba Army so much on our podcast. Everybody knows where to find y'all at. So we appreciate it, and we'll holler at you soon, my friend.
Sounds good, man. You guys are killing it. I get a lot of great emails and text messages with people saying how much they enjoy Over the Line.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's only downhill from here? Is that what?
Just tell us when we peak out, all right?
Listen, I will. I'll let once John, whatever this Dr. Diddle thing that you have.
Yo, once this is posted later today, you'll see it. I'll make sure you got a clip, and if you want to premiere Dr. Dingling on the morning show, you're more than welcome to.
Perfect. I can't wait.
All right,
brother.
All right, man. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, man.
Thanks, Lummy.
Yeah.
Lummy is the man. And
he is my new best friend. I'm sorry, guys. There's just something you could tell.
He's good, dude.
I hope he has a nice couch. Oh, I'm staying in an Airbnb. I cannot wait.
That's right. He's already offered you your
coconuts
Airbnb.
on the coast, and just
And I didn't mean to leave Seth out when I mentioned Lummy getting us in on the podcast deal, because it was Seth. Seth is the boss of the podcast, but for me to get to Seth, I had to go through Lummy, because Seth is not just going to answer, messages from random people. I early on in radio, even earlier on in the 99.5 days, I would I would respond to messages, which mostly would come through Facebook Messenger, sometimes Twitter. And I would always respond to listeners that had questions or wanted to comment or share an article or whatever. I finally had to stop doing that. You know, I've kind of got like, it's almost like, it's like how Tony Gump feels. You know, he's a business owner. He is in the business of taking care of each and every customer, no matter who they are. And that's the way I felt early on. And then I kind of got to a point where we got bigger and I realized I can't answer everybody. So I had to just stop answering everybody unless it, you know, somebody I know personally or whatever. And I from time to time, I'll see something. And I'm like, well, that's kind of important. I'll open it up.
Well, you give everybody a big virtual hug.
Yes.
Is what you do.
Every time we release one of these podcasts, that's what I do.
I don't know what it is I do, but.
You sling that ding-a-ling.
You're doing lots of other virtual stuff.
Virtual, yeah.
Do we want to go ahead and do that?
You
Get
can
that
do
out of the way?
Yeah, we could do it.
Let's go ahead and do that. That way we don't have to drag this out. And if this is something that causes us to end the podcast for the day,
oh God,
we'll just go ahead
Okay,
and
I
do it.
assume you want the promo first.
Okay, yeah. All right, so here's some context. John Berg gets fired from the radio station. He then decides, hey, I need to find another job. I need to find another source of income. Decides to start an OnlyFans page. And this is the very first promo of that page.
Welcome to the ultimate OnlyFans experience with the Doctor of Love, Dr. Dingling. The doctor will see you now.
This was during COVID.
Now, take a deep breath.
2025, get that mask off. There you go.
Sexy.
Now relax and say, ah. Dr. Dingling, you're such a bad boy. It's time for a new kind of checkup, ladies. Dr. Dingling, only on OnlyFans, where the doctor is always in.
Oh God.
Chicks only.
Right, chicks only.
Yeah. All right. So that's your promo, which is a very good idea. I mean, if you're going to do an OnlyFans, you got to find a way to get the word out. Mm-hmm. And so, one of the routes you were going to go with your OnlyFans is you were going to answer questions from viewers.
Right. So we're going to have people that we're going to pose questions. And then Dr. Dingling would use his expertise to give advice.
Okay.
So let's ask Dr. Dingling anything.
And the first episode has been produced?
Yeah.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know. I'm going to get drunk tonight. I know that much.
Okay, so we have it.
It's
We
just-
have it here.
It pushes
we have
the
it here.
boundaries a little bit.
We have it here.
I mean, you've pushed the boundaries so many times, John Bird. I don't know that there's anything you can do where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. So let's go. Episode 1 of Ask Dr. Dingling.
Welcome to Ask Dr. Dingling Anything.
Anything.
I'm Sherry H. from Conklin, Idaho. Dr. Dingling, I'm terrified of needles. I have been ever since I was a girl. Is there any way that you can help me overcome my fear of needles?
That's a great question, Cheryl, my dear. Here's a little history of my needle. Excuse me, of the needle. In the 1960s and 70s, needles were long and thick and very painful. Through the years, technology advanced to where they were shorter and thinner. A waste, if you ask me. If you come to my office for a visit, I do believe that I can cure you of your fear of long, thick needles. If you know what I mean. Take care, gorgeous.
Hi, Dr. Dingling. My name is Petunia, and I'm from Turdsburg, Maryland. I've tried everything to lose weight, but nothing seems to work. help me?
First of all, Petunia, I want to tell you that you're beautiful.
It's the most
both
unflattering
inside
angle.
and out. The first thing I would start with is a diet of heavy protein. Protein is known to help speed up the metabolism and make your man smile.
No.
It's important to have a workout partner to encourage you. For exercise, I'd do some front leg stretches back to your ears. Consider horseback riding, especially in reverse. Pelvic thrusts are also good for your thighs, hips, and badonkadonk. Best of luck to you, Petunia. And come by to see me in a few months. I can really help you with physical
Oh my
therapy.
God. Is it? Oh.
You know what I mean.
We hope you enjoyed Ask Dr. Dingling Anything.
Wow.
Only on OnlyFans.
Wow. Chicks only. I gotta be honest. I really expected graphic questions from the viewers of your OnlyFans, but the only thing graphic was what you did and said.
Yes. Well, see, that's the idea is they have innocent questions to ask that are medical questions. And I just have my own way of coming up with solutions for them.
Yeah. Well, you did
I'm
a
liking
good job.
the mustache, by the way, the John Bolt mustache.
Yes. Yeah.
And I noticed that that container of Delta 8 sitting behind him on that.
Oh, you
that
did?
nightstand. Yeah. So,
Must have
I'd
been
had
the
a
cherry
couple of
flavor. Yeah.
That green apple.
well, good advice in case if anybody can use that, or if anybody's got questions of their own.
That's true.
Ask Dr. Dingling, and maybe now that we've got this members only deal, maybe some exclusive Dr. Dingling content can go up on the YouTube channel.
Maybe Dr. Dingling in studio live on the table.
I don't know if we're ready for that.
We'd have to change it from chicks only to members only. At the
Yeah,
end.
That's true.
Yeah.
Members only for Dr. Dingling's member. How about that?
God.
By the way, if you haven't cut the show off yet, which I appreciate, if you will go to our channel here on YouTube and click the join button from your laptop, your PC, your Android device. You can't do it from iPhone unless you change to the desktop version. Click join, and for $4.99 a month, you're going to get exclusive content that you can't get anywhere else. It's only going to be on YouTube for our members. It gives you a little cool star by your name when you're in the chat or when you comment, and I don't know, it just gives you some cool stuff. So we've had a few people sign up. We'll have a little post show we'll be doing for them. So if you want to get your hands on that, make sure you sign up and thank Dr. Dingling, because if it wasn't for him,
I'm scared with what I'll come up with next. I think maybe I better just cool my jets a little bit,
I don't know.
Angry Shakespeare, he was controversial at first, but this Dr. Dingling thing, man, it's like, how much further do I go? I mean,
well, you don't want to suppress your creative.
you don't want me to suppress my
No, I don't. You don't want to suppress your creative juices.
It
if
just
you will.
comes to me, It just comes to me.
I bet it does. Just keep using the emojis when you do it.
It really comes to Dr. Dingling.
Now, I will tell you one thing, and you will never see this. I did a first version eventually, and I said, oh, hell no.
What do you
I
mean?
won't show this. The ending was different.
Oh, there's an alternate ending to that?
Yes, that will never be seen.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No.
Members only.
Oh God!
I mean,
why do I do this?
If we release it on members only, then only like 10% of the audience is going to see it. And then if it's a hit, then
You got to give them their money's worth. It's $4.99.
Yeah, they're paying.
I thought it was, I was like, oh, this is going crazy. And I was like,
Can you give us? Don't tell us what it is, because if we do get to see it, I want it to be a surprise. But just what made it so bad?
stuff.
Okay.
That's about all I can say. I can't really give you any hints with that.
There's no way to give any details.
You just got to see it.
Okay. Is it? I mean, Is there nudity?
Yeah, just stop.
I'm just asking. I think you need to be more worried about deleting the originals from when you first shot the video than you need to be worried about the alternate ending.
Oh, believe me, they were immediately deleted, and the trash was deleted, and I'd scrubbed to my hard drive when I was done.
And somebody hacks Bird's computer and holds him hostage, blackmails him like John Roberts on the Supreme Court. Yeah. I've got your Dr. Dingling files. Do as I say.
Oh, God.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But, yeah, y'all sign up for that, man. Ain't but $4.99 a month. That ain't nothing. $4.99 a month.
Yeah, you can hang out with us. Like today, for instance, after the show, we'll be filling out the rest of our NCAA brackets.
Yes. Sometimes we will do an after show where John Bird shows you how to appropriately wipe. Things like that, you know.
Yeah, I can do that.
Random stuff. I haven't told
the
him
benefits
that yet.
of the bidet.
The benefits of the bidet. I mean, is there even any reason? I don't know how I'm supposed to go to new stuff at this point. And I looking back on it, we should have done Dr. Dingling last because there are people that come to this podcast to see like new stuff, and
we talked a little bit of new stuff with Lummy. We did.
We're 40 minutes in.
Yeah, a little JFK talk, you know.
Yeah.
I still think we should have done Dr. Dingling last. Let's do this. Let's break the ice with some of Trump's best moments from the what was the thing called? Was it is that the Al Green dinner? Where they go and they roast each other?
Al Smith or Al Green?
It's Al Smith.
Yeah.
It's not Al Green. Al Green's the dastardly deeds done.
The Kane guy,
Yeah. Dastardly deeds proposed.
Done dirt cheap.
Done dirt cheap. Welcome to my dinner. Anyway, here's some of Trump's best moments from that night.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. That's a nasty one. Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Good stuff.
Man.
Good stuff. That was and the by the way, the Instagram handle for the person that posted that was at the gay who strayed.
Oh God.
This is like saying that they left the Democrat Party. I don't know why people think gay people have to be a part of the Democrat Party. Like that's such an ancient prehistoric concept.
Yeah, it's
you
like
know?
1990s or something.
Yeah, that's so 90s. Like it's 2025 because there are plenty of gay people on all sides of the aisle. Gay people don't have to vote Democrat because they're gay, not stupid.
That's right.
You know those cartoons that we always play that kind of give us an up-to-date depiction of what's going on in the world? In this case, it's got to do with the Venezuelan migrants that were being flown to El Salvador to go in the Supermax gang prison, which, if you have not seen the footage of the prison, it's dope. Did we play that last time? I don't think we did. We don't have to worry about it. Anyway, here's the cartoon that we need to play.
Elizabeth, we are facing another constitutional crisis. Donald Trump's trying to deport the Venezuelans. That's right, Maxine. Tren de Aragua has as much a right to be here as anyone else. It's not their fault the only job experience they have is murders and trafficking. That's right, Maxine.
It's a great injustice, Chuck. I just wish there was a way to stop the racist deportations.
Maybe we can call Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
That's a great idea, Maxine. She'll know what to do. Alexandria, it's Elizabeth. We're trying to stop Trump from deporting Venezuelans.
I see. I sympathize with those gang members, Elizabeth. I remember one year my family hosted one for Christmas. Carlos surprised me with a head in a box. It was the most thoughtful gift I've ever received. I heard a rumor of a no-nonsense judge that could help you.
Really? Who is it?
Judge Judy. I just saw an episode where she blocked a man from getting out of child support. She could easily stop these racist deportations.
Chuck and Elizabeth, you want to make it so Donald can't deport Venezuelan gangs, is that right?
Well, as you know, I'm 1/1000th Cherokee. I'm also 1/1000th Venezuelan. My parents even owned a little Venezuelan child who they raised to be a very creative butcher. For Thanksgiving, he would serve us all a turkey with a tongue pulled through its neck. That's why we can't deport these people. Who knows what other charming traditions we'd miss out on?
Exactly. Donald Trump has no right to say Tren de Aragua are bad people.
And if that's not convincing enough, we'll pay you $20,000.
Well, that makes sense to me. As a no-nonsense TV judge, I have just as much power as the president. I will block the deportations.
And that's essentially what's happening right now. I mean, you got judges that are just doing, whatever they want to do.
The exact opposite. As long as it's the exact opposite, it doesn't matter.
Now, they had the same problem in El Salvador, and their president just straight up said, you got to get rid of these judges. You got to impeach them.
Yeah. And then he sent the military out in the streets, started rounding up gang members, built that Supermax prison. Like, that thing's crazy.
El Salvador's looking pretty juicy right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. That president over there, he's good. I think people in this country are really starting to fade out as far as, fade out. I say burn out with the Democrats because it's just not... Like, all the things that they're trying, it's having the opposite effect. You look at Michelle Obama's podcast, right? She can't get, any valuable amount of views on her podcast. Like, nobody cares. And on her last podcast, she had Seth Rogen and, I guess, his wife on there. And I checked it today. It only had, 17,000 views on it. This is a former first lady, and she's got some hairdo where she looks like a mumble rapper. Look, here's the footage right here. This is whatever episode. I guess maybe this is their second episode.
I come from a family steeped in
talking about
your feelings, and my family can't stop talking about it.
Look at that hairstyle.
As much as you would wish, they're incapable.
What is that?
I just knew I was completely incapable of dealing with this, and I was just like, this is like a professional level of grief, and something that you need to have gone to school to.
So if I saw that hairstyle on the street, I wouldn't think anything of it. Mm-hmm. But seeing it on a former first lady or first lady man, I'm kind of like, I don't know, kind of like stupid.
Maybe there are things that Brock can grab the hairpiece things.
They're berry knobs.
It's like whatever flavor of the month.
Yeah.
She normally wouldn't wear something like that.
So make that small so we can see how many views it has. 19,000 views. So it's only gotten 2,000 views since this morning. This is Michelle Obama, the person that everybody told us how super popular she was. She needed to run for president, and she can't. When was this posted? This was a day ago. So over 24 hours ago, and she can't even break 20K. Now, I mean, listen. I'm not saying we can do that, but I'm no former first lady.
Exactly. That's the difference.
Now, could you imagine if she had Larry Sinclair on the podcast?
Blow up.
I mean, millions.
Blow up.
Yep.
Be like, how big did he tell you it was before you got with him?
When was the last time we tried to check in with Larry to get him on the show?
I hadn't reached out to him, but I can.
Well, the only way we'd let him, or the only way to really do it is to have him on the show, but have him take a lie detector test and film it before the show.
Yeah, Tony wants to have him here. We could probably easily get him on Zoom, but Tony Gump needs Larry Sinclair here in studio.
I'd be willing to pay for the lie detector test
that
to have
him. Huge.
Yeah. I know he's taken one before, I think, but I'd want to see it with my own eyes.
He's taken one, all right. He's taking one.
Wow. I know we can find someone to administer the lie detector test, probably in our audience.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. If you're a lie detector company deal, let us know.
Well, there's a guy that runs one down the road from the vape shop, and I already know where to go for that. There we go. Too. Probably get a discount, too.
Done. I mean, he should do it for free. You get the lie detector Larry Sinclair. I mean, that's like us paying you, you know? Or you paying us, or whatever that means.
Someone gets paid something.
Yeah, anyway.
Could you imagine being that guy doing the test, and we give him the questions to ask him, and he's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Did you ask Barack Hussein Obama's D? Yes or no? Anyway. So the few people that are watching Michelle Obama's podcast are the same people, which, by the way, according to a poll, white women, college-educated, have a degree white women are the ones that watch this stuff, and they're also the ones that support this idea of people attacking Teslas. You know, been talking about it for a week or two now. The Justice Department just came out and arrested 3 different people from 3 different states for vandalizing Teslas, and they're saying they're gonna try to throw 20 years on them. And I'm like, that's what you need. One defendant, also armed with a suppressed AR-15 rifle, was arrested after throwing approximately 8 Molotov cocktails at a Tesla dealership in Salem, Oregon. Another was arrested in Loveland, Colorado, for attempting to light Teslas on fire with Molotov cocktails. The defendant was later found in possession of the items to produce one. In Charleston, South Carolina, a third defendant wrote profane messages against President Trump around Tesla charging stations before lighting the charging stations on fire with Molotov cocktails. Now, before we go any further, what do you think these individuals look like?
I'm going to guess blue hair, purple hair.
What do you think, John Bird? He's already looking at him, so he cheated.
He cheated.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm looking at them. Oh.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to look at them yet.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
But now you know what they look like.
Yeah, what do they look like? Oh, there they are.
I was off on the purple hair. It was blue or green or whatever.
It was like a blue-green, yeah. Looked like a snow cone, kind of.
Total winners.
That's exactly what I thought I would see when I was waiting on the mug shots. Wait, no, those aren't mug shots.
I thought there would be more blue-colored hair people.
Yeah. Well, this guy in the top right, he's got a little pink going on, you notice?
Yeah, he got a little Grateful Dead.
Now, just don't assume gender now, okay?
Let's do that. All right, top left, man or female?
Man.
Bird?
Man.
Agreed. Top right?
That's a man.
Sort of a man.
I agree.
They're all men.
Yeah, they're all men.
Yeah, the one at the bottom's my cousin Gene from 1983.
The mustache looks familiar.
I was going to say that looks like somebody to be related to you, honestly.
Yeah.
But not
I wear it proudly.
You wouldn't have a relative do something like that.
No, he would not. No, he was red, white, and blue. He was actually in the Navy, but he had to be honorably discharged because he slept walk. And he walked off a destroyer.
Dang. Into the ocean?
Yeah. And they were like, and his...
What the
hell
just happened?
Oh, my God.
It just
kind of destroyed his life because that was, he was going to be that. But
his life got destroyed on the destroyer.
Yeah.
How about that?
You're asleep, and I guess you wake up halfway down.
Yeah, or when that cold water hits you.
Oh, my gosh.
So Molotov cocktail... carving swastikas and, F Trump or F Elon into the side of people's Cybertrucks and Teslas. That's been the two go-tos for most people. But I saw a different tactic that's being used, at least by this one individual, who walks up to this Tesla, digs in his butt crack with his bare hands, and then smears it on the side of the car. You mute that?
Yeah.
He goes up. He digs.
That's got to be a Cybertruck for the height of it. Oh, my God.
He's going for a third.
So he shit his pants so he could do that?
He's got a fourth. He goes 4 digs, 4 swipes in the booty crack in order to
Let's put money on it. Is he married or not? Does he have a girl or not? Does he have a guy or not? I don't.
What a disgusting human being that is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's bizarre. These are the type of people that, just are messed up.
Why can't they just do like the Bud Light thing? Nobody went and burned down an Anheuser-Busch plant or nothing like that, or set the employees' cars on fire. They just stopped buying Bud Light. Why don't they just stop supporting Tesla and stop buying Teslas? Why do they get to get all felon on us and stuff?
Most of them probably can't afford them. Even though they're reasonably priced overall.
Yeah, you could buy your own and destroy it.
Especially with the tax credit, too, yeah.
Move past that one real quick.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, just cut that whole one off, and let me see what we got next because we're running out of time. One more over. We were going to talk about the pyramids. I don't know that we have time, so let's just finish on this. I don't know why I put this in the hopper, but it's somebody working at a zoo feeding an alligator, and the alligator bites her arm. So.
We want me here. We got trouble in here.
Mommy.
Okay. So I gotta say, she was incredibly calm during that.
What else are you gonna do? I mean,
when he starts the roll, she knows exactly what to do. She starts rolling with him. And imagine you're at the zoo with your kids, and you're like, oh, they're gonna feed the alligators, and then next thing you know,
she's a badass, straight up a badass.
Yeah, she is.
She actually looks like a trainer.
Yeah,
that would have happened to a trainer.
Well, it seems kind of like what she was doing with the food there was kind of silly. I mean, I don't know alligator etiquette and like how you're supposed to feed an alligator, but I'm pretty sure that's not the way.
No, have one of those long tong things.
Usually just stay out of the way and just watch from afar. That's what I do.
God.
But hey, look, she climbs off in there because she knows. She's like, this thing's dragging me in. She gets a hold of it. She's like, oh, it's flipping. Let's flip with him. Let's go. Oh, she's good. Wow. I hope she got to keep her arm.
I do too. Well, it looks like if it's going to be anything, it'll be her hand. But
anyway, I just wanted to ruin everybody's day with that. All right, Tony Gupp, final words, buddy.
Final words, don't feed alligators within like 20 feet. Just throw bread from afar.
That alligator needs meat, sunlight, and sleep.
Water, meat, sunlight, and sleep. Stay positive, and just stop buying Teslas if you don't like Tesla. Quit smearing your poo on it and all that crap. It's not a good idea because all Teslas have cameras, and you do see what happens with them. When somebody walks by my Tesla, I can tell if somebody did.
Yeah. John Byrne?
I remember back in 1990 or 91, I went with the bass player that I was in. We were having our final disc CD mastered. We took it to Nashville, and he said, hey, while they're doing that, let's go out and get something to eat. And I ordered some alligator bites, and I have to say, that is probably the best meat I've ever had. So if you have not tried alligator bites, try them. You know what? If you haven't tried barbecue raccoon, try it, because it's going to be important, okay? Because everything's going to be great and everything great with the country. And in about 18 years.
That girl had alligator bites.
Yeah,
alligator bites
she
on
had
her
the
arm.
wrong ones. She was
went backwards.
Bitten.
I got you.
But when the grid goes out, you're going to have to eat whatever's around. So, I mean, why not start now? Plus, it's much cheaper. I haven't eaten a chicken breast in, 6 months. But,
I thought you ate blackened chicken 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's true. You said that.
It's okay. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, so the after show's coming up next. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the join button so you can see that. Until next time, see you guys.